News doesn't stop when you're sleeping. Weekdays on your local voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Taste of Le Chic on Saturday, June 16th at 6 p.m. Food, drink, and entertainment tickets available for $30 and $50 per couple. 901-552-3582.
Here's Business Spotlight from your local voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990. And here's your host, George Bryant.
Good morning and welcome to Tuesday. Tuesday is our special day because we get to turn our spotlight one of our great business partners, Triumph Bank. And they are celebrating their birthday today. It's actually 12 official years. And our host in the studio is Tracy Strickland. Welcome, Tracy.
Good morning, George. I'm excited to get to celebrate our anniversary with you. 12 years.
I know. That's really huge. It's hard to... Isn't it true how fast time, flies?
It does. It does.
I know, it just seems like it wasn't that long ago that you guys opened up.
I know. I remember when the doors opened, I wasn't at the bank. I was down the street, but it was a really big deal to bring a new local community bank.
Back in that time, what was that?
2006.
2006.
Right.
But here you are, and a lot of really exciting things going on. And I know we've got a special guest.
Yes.
Tim Clements is in the house. And Tim, welcome to our studios.
Yes.
Glad to be back. I enjoy my time when I'm here, and really think it's beneficial to to this community when we're able to come out here and talk about it.
I know.
It's really good. I love it. Tim always brings is a great example of the quality of people that are involved in Triumph Bank, but really great takeaway information. So, I know you guys got a lot of things to cover.
We do. Well, Tim's one of our massive all-stars. He just celebrated his 5th anniversary at the bank last month, right, Tim?
I did.
But obviously he's had a lifelong career in banking. He is a cash management expert, so he's our senior VP of cash management. And I know when I first got to the bank, I was confused because not being a banker, I wondered what, are you just managing all the cash, Tim? For our
not
listeners,
the checks, just the cash.
Right, exactly. Just all the cash, just counting the pennies and the dollars. But tell the viewers really, truly what your role, it's a big role, obviously, and you've got a large umbrella over the whole bank. But tell us day to day what all does cash management involve for you?
Yeah, well, thank you for asking, Tracy, because really people do think I'm managing cash, and that's really not it. If you actually think of it as cash flow is really what I help our customers manage their cash flow. So I work very closely, predominantly with business customers, but many of our business customers are also business owners and personal customers of ours. So I work closely primarily with business, and as I mentioned, cash flow. I work with them trying to review their receivables. I want to make sure that they're able to get their money in much quicker than they are today, more efficiently, and then also allow them to make payments in a faster environment, and really to manage that money from coming in to making their payments and investing it. Right. So really just managing their day-to-day operations in an efficient and timely manner.
Right. Yeah. Well, and then everything that you do, you bring all of the banking technology to the bank. So I know I've worked side by side with Tim as far as bringing on all of our new online banking features. Tim knows all the things that are coming to us before any of us do, all of our mobile features. But I know that you personally sit on a premier advisory council for our banking processing company, Fiserv. You sat on that council for 4 years, and you've also served on the board of the Southern Financial Exchange. Tell us what kind of things you learn by sitting on those.
And I think it's really important to our bank to have somebody that's in the trenches, if you will, and Fiserv, as you mentioned, is our core vendor, and they actually bank the 13 largest banks in the country.
Wow. Yeah.
But they also bank or do business with banks our size and smaller, and it's important for me to sit in and to be able to provide our input and what our needs are, because they are very different than one of the larger banks or even the banks smaller than us. But the things that I'm learning is I am certainly on the leading edge of what the next product development is, what's coming out. For instance, you'll hear a lot about faster payments. And so where are we as an industry today? Because we're trying to or have been trying to compete with fintech companies that were kind of taking the leading edge and that sort of thing, and the banks were lagging. And so we, as this group on the advisory council, were pushing our vendor to be able to catch up and allow us to provide our business customers what they need. That's with the advisory council. You mentioned Southern Financial Exchange, and that is really focused around payments, and it's a great organization that's covers the entire Southeast. And what we do is we provide assistance to not only banks but also to corporate customers.
Oh, wow.
We make sure that they're trained and understand what the payment industry is about. If they're using ACH, for instance, they've got to follow national regulations, so we're going to make sure that they're educated in such a way that they're following the guidelines, that they're aware of what's coming out and what's on the horizon so they can prepare accordingly.
That's awesome. Well, I can't wait. I know when we come back, I want you to give us a sneak peek on the things that are coming up that you're hearing about.
We're talking with Tim Clements. He's Senior VP of Cash Management. Tracy Strickland, Senior VP for Marketing at Triumph Bank, who's celebrating their 12th anniversary right now, this day, and a lot of exciting things going on. We're going to come back. We'll talk a little bit more. Tim's going to share a little bit more about the trends in banking. You're listening to The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
I was driving, trees went by.
Now, here's Mid-South weather from News Channel 3's Severe Weather Center. Brought to you by the Crescent Club, hosting the people and ideas that moved Memphis forward for nearly 30 years. Poplar and I-240. Call for a free tour at 901-684-1010.
Continued mostly sunny and warm. High temperatures mainly in the upper 80s. Winds will be swirling and they'll be light. Clear upper 60s tonight, but back to near 90 over the next several days. Increasing rain chances by late in the weekend. Memphis Spine and Rehab relocating to Germantown across from the Chick-fil-A on Wolf Trail Cove. Check them out at thememphisspine.com or call 901-751-0939. I'm News Channel 3's Todd Demers on The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
And now back to Business Spotlight on The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Welcome back to our studios. It is Tuesday when we are talking growth with Triumph Bank. Our host, Tracy Strickland. And Tracy, welcome back to our studios.
Thanks, George. Well, this morning it feels fantastic. I've got to say that, doesn't it? To be in the middle of June and it's not sweltering and it's a beautiful day. So I hope all of our listeners are enjoying the sunshine and going to have a great day. But I love having Tim on. I always try to pry him away from all of our customers. He is one of the busiest guys at our bank and in meetings just all over our greater Memphis area. And we're so honored to have him as a member of our team. And as we previously mentioned, he serves on a couple of outside boards and councils, and we're real fortunate to have him do that because, like he said, he brings a lot of really great information. We constantly talk about how the banking environment changes at a moment's notice sometimes, and by having Tim sit in these groups, he's able to really know things that are happening before we do. So I'd love for you to share if there's a couple of tidbits that are out there that it might be coming down the road that you'd be willing to talk about, some trends that you're seeing that we're already starting to answer at Triumph.
Yeah, and I've mentioned faster payments, and that whether you're a consumer, whether you're a business owner, really that's what everybody's looking for. You see the commercials today where the person is just got their phone up and they're pressing their buttons, and somebody's got their money in a moment's notice, and that's critical. We're fast paced today, and so we've got to keep up with that technology, and that's the thing about it is technology. As soon as you put something out there, somebody else is asking for something.
Almost, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what can you do for me now? And so faster payments is really the thing. Consumer, because of the fintech companies, they've been taking care of faster payments for the last year and a half, 2 years. And so the problem in the industry was the corporate side. How can we do that faster? And tied up with regulations on what we can do and can't do as an industry has been a little bit of a hindrance. But I think also the technology companies in the banking side really have not been prepared to move as fast as the fintech companies have done. And so it's been a good thing that they've kind of pushed that button and said we got to do something. So so the Federal Reserve Bank got together with the larger leading banks that have the infrastructure to really kind of set aside some studies, and they've worked on how do we get that payment faster, real time for a business, because it's equally as important for us. And so they've done that, and just came back from one of our advisory council meetings, and by the end of the year, we as Triumph Bank will be part of a group that will be able to make those faster payments, and it'll be done in such a way that again, it can be done through online banking, it can be done through the mobile app, which everybody is mobile today, and that's the critical part. You've got to go that extra step to make sure that an individual or a business can do that from where they are, when they are, in the time frame they need.
Oh, yeah. And with the new iPhone 10, I know you were talking about facial recognition. That's going to be part of our app towards the end of the year as well, right?
Right. Exactly. And that's one of the big things is that you think about the financial industry technology, but then the phone companies are out there, with Apple doing what they're doing. And so we've got to ensure that our vendor is cognizant of the fact that, hey, we've got to take that into account when we're upgrading our product line. And so the facial recognition will be part of it. It'll work very similarly to the Touch ID. And so we're happy that our vendor recognizes that's important.
Incredible.
I guess the fees go down whenever you're getting more and more, I guess, product out there, because I know, it used to be such a big deal to wire money over to a bank, bank-to-bank wiring. And
correct, and good point, George, because as we become more efficient, our cost goes down, and we can pass that on to our customers. And I'm always proud to say that Triumph is we charge a very fair price, and we feel like that it's a great product that we're putting out there, and our goal is to provide a tool for them that's going to be economical for them and certainly do the job, and we believe in it, and so we're not out to gouge somebody. Like I said, fair price and great product.
Yep.
So.
Oh, with Tim, he has such amazing relationships with customers, and I think if you work with a different, larger bank possibly, and you have somebody that's in cash management, they may, show you some services, but I think what really separates Tim is how he walks a customer through every single step, and it's not just this boilerplate group of services that you're going to get. I mean, he meets with you and custom tailors a fit. But I would love if there's a listener that's driving to work today and he's like, I'd love to be able to talk with Tim and figure out how I could reduce my costs to make things easier for my business. Could you walk us through when you meet a new potential customer, the things that you ask, how the discovery that you go about?
Sure, and Tracy, as you well know, and George, I'll kind of expand a little bit more for you in our listening crowd, is that every customer is different.
Yep.
It may be a mom and pop shop, it may be a middle business market customer. Everybody's unique in the way they do things. So I'm going to sit down and I'm going to talk about how they collect their money. What it is that they do today. And what sort of things do they stay awake at night thinking about? Gosh, I wish I spend a lot of time, having to open all this mail all day long, and I need Sally to be doing this over here. Instead, I've got her doing this, and then I'm having her run to the bank. Well, for instance, we would give them kind of two options. Is instead of her running to the bank, let us give you a scanner. You can just open your mail, put those checks in the scanner, and the money's in the bank within moments, and that's open 24/7, so they can do that any time of the day. Or if they say, I don't want to touch that mail at all, we can offer them what's called lockbox services, where we'll have a post office box, and everything will go to that post office box. Our bank employees will go to that post office box, they'll open that mail, they'll run it through our scanners at the bank, and they'll scan all of the checks and the detail of the remittance advice, and then our customer, all they have to do is go online. And they're able to view it. They see their deposit, they see the items, they see what it represents, and they can manually post that, or they can even use our software to export that data and import it into their software so that they don't even have to manually do anything.
It's really exciting. I read a lot that the trends are that more and more people are being, independently owned businesses. Entrepreneurs are setting up whether they, working out of their homes and all these things. Well, these tools really open up the world to that.
It really does. Memphis is obviously, we know, is one of the most entrepreneurial cities, in the country. And we've got StartCo. We've got so many great startups. And to know that you can, let your employees do what they're supposed to be doing, be forward-facing, taking care of their own customers, and let us take care of the banking side to streamline those processes. But I know you've got what we were talking about, a couple of the new features for business customers that are going to be released. As far as I know, if their office has set up particular transactions that right now they could, if they are out of the office, they could approve those type things right there on the app. But some of that is going to be changing and improving pretty soon, right?
Yeah, correct. We're enhancing some of the features within our business mobile app, where before they could just approve transactions, have somebody at their office, and then they're out calling on customers or on the golf course. They're able to, our customers have been able to look at that particular transaction and approve it. Well, now they can even initiate that transaction with the app. We'll be rolling that out here this month, as a matter of fact.
Awesome.
And so they'll be able to, if they get, if they're out on the golf course talking business with somebody,
That's right.
and they say, oh, by the way, I just remembered I needed to pay something. They just bring out their app and they initiate that payment right there from on the spot. So yeah, we're always again trying to enhance, particularly the mobile world, because everybody's moving so fast. It's something that we take pride in, is we want to make sure we've got all the opportunities for our customers.
What are the walls of safety? Do you feel there's a lot of safety involved? Because I'm pretty, I know that, I'm going, I don't know if I might not to do that.
Well, and I will tell you that is truly a benefit of using the Touch ID and the facial recognition. Not only are the banks cognizant of the fact that we need to make sure we stay on top of security, so are the manufacturers of the phone and the softwares built into the phone. So we work very closely with them and make sure that we've got those features in place. Number one is protection of our customers' assets.
We're talking with Tim Clements. He is the Senior VP of Cash Management at Triumph Bank. And we are doing Let's Talk Growth this morning with Tracy Strickland in the house. And Triumph Bank, this is, one of the moments in this segment that I really do like is it's a chance for us to really peel back and understand the operation of a local community bank like Triumph Bank. They're great community partners throughout, give back in the community. It's a really great bank, and if you are looking for a bank, I want you to think about them. Triumph Bank, triumphbank.com is the number, 901-333-8800. And if you're a business, this is a place to be. If you're just a regular guy and you just need a checking account, they've got awesome opportunities for that. And I think they're going to be serving ice cream in Collierville this Friday. June is Ice Cream Fridays?
Ice Cream Fridays, yes. Every Friday this month we're going to be serving ice cream to celebrate our anniversary, to do some customer appreciation, and just build some new rapport with other members of those communities. We love serving our Memphis community, and we're now teaming up with Ben and Jerry's this year.
Ooh,
so we're going to have a fancy Sunday bar for the anniversaries. But we will be in the Collierville office on West Poplar from 3 to 4 this Friday. So if you're in the neighborhood, we would love
add
to
that
meet
to
you.
your stop. Just swing in, get a little ice cream.
Swing in. We've got some absolutely amazing rates on some CDs, and so be sure to ask the team about those. If you've got some extra money you need to put in savings, and
what's the lowest deposit for that CD to take advantage of that?
I think it's on a CD. I think it's $100 for a CD.
Oh my goodness!
But obviously it grows all the way up to 200.
Put a couple thousand in, and
yes, get a great rate.
Get some ice cream.
Tim, if you've got a business customer out there that's listening to you, what would be the best way for them to get in touch with you for an initial meeting?
Yeah, well, certainly you can call me at 333-8884, trying to make it easy with that phone number there. So certainly do that, or tclements@triumphbank.com. Be glad to talk to you.
Awesome.
We're talking with Tim Clements. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back, and we're going to get Tim to share a little bit more insight on the banking industry and the trends. You're listening to The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
The Memphis Daily News Report. Credible, reliable, always unbiased. Construction began Thursday on the $26 million Jordan River Health Center in Collierville. The Nursing and Rehabilitation Center in the Farms at Bailey Station development will be managed by Retirement Companies of America in Memphis and is the second phase of the 4-phase development. The Memphis Brooks Museum of Art plans to use feedback from public sessions about its downtown move to vet potential architects for the riverfront campus. The top 5 most common values represented in the surveys were integrating the museum with the river and other natural amenities, making it welcoming and inclusive, making it progressive and forward-looking, deliberately engaging new patrons, and having a positive impact on Memphis's urban core. The Tennessee Supreme Court is taking public comments until June 25th on a proposed raise in the hourly rate paid to court-appointed attorneys who represent indigent defendants. The proposed change would raise the hourly rate for attorneys appointed in non-capital cases to $50 an hour from the current rate of $40. For more on these stories, pick up a print edition of the Daily News or go to memphisdailynews.com.
And now back to Business Spotlight on The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Welcome back to the studios. It is Tuesday. It's a beautiful morning out, and also it's our Let's Talk Growth segment with Triumph Bank. Tracy Strickland is our host, and also she brought a special guest in, Tim Clements. He's the Senior VP of Cash Management, always bringing great insight into the banking industry, and we're going to try to pull a little bit more out of him before he gets
I love spending time with Tim. He is so wise, and he's had such a long career and has seen so many changes in the banking industry. And we both work at our 5904 Ridgeway Center Parkway office. And Tim's one of my buddies at the bank, and I learned something every time I get to visit with him. And I know there's always those kind of stories where you really feel like you've made a difference or been able to enhance that customer's life. And I think that Tim has one that he'd like to share as we close out this morning.
Yeah, and it really kind of goes back to the mobile world and what we can introduce to our customers. This particular customer, business owner, but also has his personal wealth with us as well, and has real concerns over security and control, and they initiate transactions, and so it's a husband and wife team that own the company, and the husband's on the road, wife's in the office taking care of everything, and because of the security concerns, they want to be sure that the husband wants to know what's going on and be able to approve things. So they did not have that at their former bank, and so one of the things that I showed them as I was trying to bring them over was that we, with the app, can now let you know, notify you if there's anything going on. So when I say that, they basically tell us what checks that they've written. And if something comes in that's not what they've said, he's going to get an alert on his phone. She's going to get an alert on his phone, on her phone. Yeah. And so it's called Positive Pay. And so that was a particular situation where he was out on the road and got that notification that, hey, something's clearing against your account. He was able to immediately contact the wife back in the office. They looked at it. They notified the bank through the app that don't pay that. And so we saved them from being able to take a potential loss on their account.
Oh, man.
And so that's very important. And that's one of the products that we're even further enhancing today, Positive Pay. It's real important. We take the security and such very seriously at the bank.
Yeah, that's just a great example right there. And you know, and I love how you work with customize every situation to help out clients.
It's not every service fits, a particular client, depending on, like Tim said earlier, the size of the company, the type of services they do. We bring in merchant services, so we make all their card swipes if it's a retail business so much easier. I know, Tim's got a great relationship with a guy in Nashville that services all of our customers with all of that, and they've got all the different types of technology. But I think that just having a partner that will be able to bring, not only talk to you and consult you, but like when you do have a new service, our team goes in and works with that customer hand in hand to make sure that they understand how to use it. We're kind of their little IT tech team that, allows them to know that they can call at any time, and it's just that custom tailor approach.
Triumph Bank is the place to go, and what a great place if you have a business or an individual. Tim Clements is the man to call, Senior VP, Cash Management. Tracy, We'll see you back next Tuesday. Always a pleasure.
Have a wonderful week.
You
George.
too. You're listening to The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Servant Advisors Group to handle your retirement. Well, because we provide objective advice and concierge service, investments, insurance, retirement planning, all at one location. We also